Welcome learners. Today we will delve into the fundamentals of C programming. Let's start by understanding the basics to exploring the variables, data types and beyonds. These are the topics today we are going to cover. First we will see the introduction to C, then the structure of C program and variables and data types, and see how the input and output functions works, and then the control flow statements. Okay, we will start with introductions. C is a high-level general-purpose programming language known for its efficiency and versatility. It is developed in the early 1970s. C has influenced many modern programming languages and it is widely used in various applications including system development, embedded system, and it is also used for game development. Okay, let us see the structures. How basically the C program is written. Let us see the first line, #include stdio.h. This is nothing but a header functions. If we want to include any built-in code in our program, then we can use the #include stdio header functions. stdio is nothing but a standard input-output functions. We want to include that in our program. Why? There is a statement like printf hello world. Printf means we have to display our data to the monitor. So we use the printf functions. So we have to include the built-in libraries. So this is called the header functions. Standard input output is a library we included to use the printf functions. And then in main functions we have to return our code for call purposes. In main function this starts with the open curly braces and end with close curly braces. Let us see what is variables and data types. Variables are the container for storing the data values. Let us see here the example. 18 is the data value which is stored by the variable age. Actually, the data values are stored in the main memory of the CPU. We have initialized the variable and then the value 18 is stored in that variable. Let us see what is data types. Data type defines the kind of data they can hold. Kind of data means we know that 18 is a number. Then we want to make the system understand that 18 is a number. Then we can use the keyword int. Int means integer. For specifying the numbers we have to put the keyword int. For the letters like A or B, then we can use the character data type. If we use words like apple, dog, then we use the string data types. Okay, these are so many data types we have used. Let us see what is the inputs and output functions. For outputs we can use the printf functions. For inputs we can use the scanf functions. Okay, scanf, what is scanf means? Scanf reads the input from the user according to the specified format specifier. Here when you notice that %d, this is the format specifier. Why we are using this means if a user gives the input as number, then we have to store that integer in this format, that is %d. If the user give the input as characters, then we have to store the format specifier as %c. If the user give the input as float, then we have to use %f. Float is nothing but the integers. We have to store the large number of integers like above the 10,000s. So we have used float. Okay. Printf function is nothing. We have used the printf functions to display the data or sentences to the monitor. That's why we use the printf functions. Okay, let us see the control flow statements. in our program we have to control the codes, right? Like if we want to print that statement, then we have to give the command to print. If we don't want to print that, so we don't give that comes. So for that we have to control the program. There are so many tools to use. These are conditional statements, looping statements are used. Conditional statements like if, else, switch. Let us see an example with if. If evaluates the conditions and if check if the condition is true, then the if part of code will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition is not true, then the else part will executed. Here age equal to 18. If the user gives input as age and the if statement checks if the age equal to 18, then the printf will be eligible for votes. If the condition is true, then this part is executed. If the condition is false, then the else part is executed. If the user gives age equal to 10, then it checks if age equal to 18 is definitely not. So the else part will be executed, like not eligible for voting. Okay, let's start with looping statements. Loop statements are for, while and do while. It executes the code repeatedly. That's why looping statements are used in code. Let us see the syntax for. For is also a looping statement. First, the initialization has to be done. Like the data we have to receive is what kind of data type, is integer or character. These types of initialization is done. Then we have to check the conditions. If the condition is true, then the updation process will executed. We have to repeatedly execute the code, right? So that's why the updation is used to execute. In the next video, we will see the real-time program to execute these values and check how it runs. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you want to obtain a completion certificate, please click the link to our site. Sign up and choose the course level. It is mandatory to watch all the videos and finish the corresponding quiz within the time limit to unlock the final quiz. Get your course completion certificate after completing the final quiz of that level. Happy learning!